bring in Rich Eisen, host of the Rich Eisen Show on NBC's Peacock that follows us, and NFL Network host. Let me ask you the poll question there, Rich. More likely to happen, Tampa Bay goes to the Super Bowl or the Cowboys make the playoffs?
Well, I picked Tampa to win the Super Bowl, so I'll go with Tampa making the Super Bowl. I like Washington. I like the football team or the Red Wolves or the Commanders or whatever they're going to be. I like their defense a hell of a lot. I think Chase Young is a defensive player of the year candidate. And that was my thought going in. Obviously, seeing what Dak looked like last night and the way that these receivers were as advertised, but would give me a little bit of pause. But I think we saw last night what the Buccaneers can be, which is remove your run game, make you a throw team. And if you can't stop, if you can throw on them, then Brady will just beat you in the end. And that was pretty much it last night. I mean, the Buccaneers turned it over 4 times and still won the game. So I'll go with the Bucs making the Super Bowl.
Who do you have playing the Bucs?
I have the Chiefs. I have the first repeat Super Bowl since the 92-93 seasons. And I see Brady winning it back-to-back, and then we're going to sit here and have a conversation. Does he want to be a 45-year-old guy trying to be the first to do it 3 straight times? And I think the answer is going to be yes. I know Collinsworth tweeted out, I didn't have the game broadcast on where I was, but I don't know if he said it last night, but he tweeted out that he couldn't tell any difference between a 24 and a 44-year-old Brady. And I mean, there was a third down throw on 3rd and 10 that went off of Godwin's hands with, I think 10 minutes to go or something like that. And it was one of the most remarkable throws you'll see. And a 44-year-old shouldn't make that throw, certainly when he's been 3 quarters into a game. It really is amazing, Dan. We'll never see anything like it again. I know we say that quite a bit in sports, and then we see something like it again. And people who said that about Babe Ruth aren't alive to see Ohtani, right? But I mean, we saw a 44-year-old last night take the field, defending his 7th Super Bowl, raising his 7th banner, first with a different team, and playing the way that he did last night, top of his game. There wasn't a single diminishing return we saw last night.
And that's what's interesting. When you look at athletes, what do they lose? As they get older, what do you lose? Mm-hmm. Explosiveness. Hitters will talk about maybe their eyesight's not as good, hand-eye coordination. With Brady, what is he going to lose? He never had this. So he's not losing anything. And if your arm is as strong as it's ever been, why would he I mean, I wouldn't leave. He got touched twice last night. I mean,
right.
If you got a good line, you got good wide receivers, you're having fun. I see he's going to play.
Of course. And I think the throw that showed me a lot, maybe his most impressive throw of the night, was the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. When anybody who's 44 years old throwing the ball half the field, how many times have we seen it go straight up the chimney and then somebody's like trying to have a leap at it at the 10-yard line? I mean, that was a terrific Hail Mary throw from a 44-year-old. He's making all the throws right now. Obviously, the question will be health. And if they do ever get into a game where the run game will have to suffice, who's it going to be? I guess it'll be Fournette, but that was tremendous. Just as a great, I loved the whole game, obviously, but just to see the Bucs come out like that last night has to give them a lot of momentum moving forward, obviously.
I wonder about the game plan for the Cowboys. It's hard to run against Tampa Bay.
Yes.
But if you're the Cowboys, don't you feel like, hey, it's hard to defend our running game? Now, you don't have one of your better offensive linemen. I get that. But you still have an offensive line where Dak is going to throw almost 60 times. So you can't go, well, you didn't have your offensive line, so we're going to throw more. Normally, you would probably run the football instead of expose Dak Prescott on a surgically repaired ankle against one of the better defenses in the league. What did you make of Dallas's game plan?
Well, I think it was blown up by Vita Vea, Dan.
Yeah.
What a grown man. Oh my God. I mean, he was throwing people out of the club last night, fourth quarter, and he was terrific. We obviously pay attention to JPP and those linebackers who are terrific, and David and White, and clearly, Sue. But Vita Vea was the defensive star of last night. And then they throw him out there as a fullback on offense that would just, you saw Fournette, like, I'll just run behind this guy. They just bowled him down the Brooklyn side and took care of business last night, and it was, I think the way that the Cowboys saw the way it was going. Now I could pick up what you're putting down, which is that's 21 back there. That's Zeke back there. That's the guy who supposedly is your difference maker. And yeah, I think the plan should be to give him 20 touches a game minimum.
Yeah.
But I think they go to Pollard a lot too. So I guess you can't forget that he's part of the run game. But yes, the balance needs to be there. Otherwise, Dak will have too much on his shoulders, figuratively. But last night, all that, even with the shoulder supposedly being iffy, I mean, that was great. You have to walk out of that if you're the Cowboys thinking not only does Dak look terrific, but he is worth every penny of that $40 million a year. He played like the elite quarterback should in that game last night. And, there's a lot of ifs and buts, but that should be, I guess, the silver lining to take away.
We're talking to Rich Eisen, NFL Network host and the host of the Rich Eisen Show on NBC's Peacock. It follows this program. Who looked younger last night? Tom Brady or Drew Brees?
Oh, gosh. Can I go off the board and say Jack Collinsworth,
Well,
Dan? I mean, it's not a choice, but oh, man. I'll still go with Brady. I'll still go with TB12. You know what I thought? I saw the video. This is probably what keeps him young and keeps him going, is Brady, the number of people who he has competed against and has been put in the same sentence with. And Brees, in many ways, deserves to be in the same sentence with Brady when you're talking about record books. I mean, Brady last night joined Brees as the only other quarterback with 100, 300-yard passing games, and he's 32 behind Brees now. So that's my caveat. But the number of times I've seen Brees go up to somebody who he's been in the same sentence with or is a member of the media, and they're all in a suit and tie because they're with the media or they're there to be honored by their team that night, and he's still in his uniform. Or he goes up to somebody like Dak. Last two quarterbacks he consoled on that field were Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott, and he's 44 years old. Yeah. I think that's what keeps him going and looking as young than somebody else. But Brees did look young to me, Dan.
Yeah, he had a new addition.
Were you talking about a rock band, or what are you talking about, Dan? What are you talking about? I'm trying to see what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say?
He extended his hairline. So
see, now you can talk about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I have many follicles to stand on.
Okay, but did you ever think about?
Dion has told me over and over and over again to do what he's done, which is, restore. And he calls himself the comeback player of the year every year now. And he thinks I should do it. He keeps telling me that my wife really wants me to do it, and she doesn't have the heart to tell me to do it. He says that she's standing on the side. That's what he told me one time, that she's standing on the side, having one end of the rope, trying to double dutch with me, wanting me to get in there, is what he keeps saying. But I have accused Brian Urlacher of being a traitor. So I don't know if I could now go ahead and join that club, Dan. Yeah, I don't know if I could.
No, you don't need to.
I think I'm, a fine wine. This is it. Or as the phrase that NFL coaches say, it is what it is. And I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think I'm going to try it. I mean, I could keep going on with these cliches, but it is what it is. As they
Let's
say,
take a vote. Does Rich, should he entertain getting new moss? No. Four no's.
No.
Yeah.
No Moss.
No Moss.
Okay.
No.
No Randy.
There's Randy.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. you don't need to. Okay. If I give you if the Chargers are a stock and the Rams are a stock.
Oh, I'll take. Oh God, wow. I'll take the Rams because I think they're going to win their division. I don't think the Chargers will, but I do love the Chargers. I love Brandon Staley. I love Herbert. I love Derwin James. They've got playmakers all over the lot, Dan. Eckler is as the cowbell back would concern me already. He's missed a practice this week. But I'll take the Rams. I think Stafford is the difference maker. That I know that's been the offseason story that's been pounded more than pretty much any, but it's also the one that's been around the longest. It was the first move of the year. I'm really excited to see what he looks like in this offense with McVay. So I'll just first blush say the Rams on that. What would you say?
The Rams' lack of depth, like they're top heavy. The talent they have is really top end. The running situation concerns me a little bit. I do love, having those impactful defensive players. There's no other team that has two players like that. But I do worry about in that division, you're going to beat each other up. I mean, even Arizona is not a pushover. And if you don't have that depth, then I wonder about that. I've gone all in on the Chargers many, many times, and they always disappoint me. Always.
I think Staley's going to be a difference maker. I really do. I like him. I like him a lot.
He went to Dayton, so you should.
I know that. He's a quarterback at Dayton, turned defensive guy. And I do believe they've got the right guy. Some of the things I'm hearing out of the Chargers locker room is they love him. They have bought what he sold the minute he showed up. Mm-hmm. And I think that will be some difference maker that you'll see in wins and losses, and potentially, and I have to say this, potentially is doing a very heavy lift, potentially remove the bat guano crazy things that happen to the Chargers when there's 10 seconds left in the clock or less. That always seems to beset this team.
Yeah.
I think it'll be different, but I'll just still take the Rams. Donald up front and Derwin, and Jalen Ramsey in the back. I would take those two over Bosa and Derwin James by a margin. I would take them on that defensive side. Have
a great weekend. I know you got to get up early on Sunday, right?
Oh yes, back. But the wind beneath my wings on that, Dan. My new studio that I'm broadcasting from. The NFL Network built this beautiful palace across the street from SoFi, and it is amazing. The whole place has got a whole jolt of energy to it, so it's going to be phenomenal.
Now you're revealing that on Sunday because I watched last night.
That was it.
Oh,
that was it. Couldn't tell the difference.
No, it looked nice.
Okay, good. Yeah,
but if you would have said here's some things to keep an eye on.
Yes. We didn't use the full. Okay. Well, we didn't use the full, space.
Okay.
There's going to be, we just sat at a desk. We didn't show off the different places where you can do something from, including the, how all the pregame shows have like this 5-yard piece of turf that they shoot to make it look like it's 50, and you do a demo and it's like a 5 wide and they're all like this going 5 wide. We actually have about a 20-30 yard space outside, and the backdrop is SoFi Stadium.
Oh,
we have
awesome.
not used that yet. Okay. That's coming Sunday.
That'll be Sunday, the big reveal.
Yes, there's going to be a whole big to do. And you're coming on my show at 12:20 Eastern, so I look forward to the home and home.
But I don't know if I'll say anything different than I just said here. Can you just take my answers here? And
No, I've already taken copious mental notes about what we've discussed,
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll cover new ground, Dan, because I'm a lead pipe wielding professional like that. I know you are too. You'll be able to handle it. It'll be great.
Thank you,
It'll be
Rich.
great.
I look forward to
Right,
talking to you in 2 hours. That's
very good. Chat soon.
the popular host of the NFL Network and Rich Eisen Show. Rich Eisen.